Hello, it's Mr. Dixon here, and in this short video I'm going to talk about how to get your assessors to submit their assessor reports for your volunteering, physical and skill sections of your DofE award. As a reminder for how to access your eDofE account, you go to eDofE.org and your username to log in is going to be your name, and it might have a number at the end of it. So it could be something like Jane Jones, or it could be something like Bob Smith 43. Your username for eDofE is not the same as your school username to log into your emails and Microsoft, etc. And it is not your school email address. You received an automated email from eDofE when you first set up your eDofE account, so that probably would have been in October or November. And that email is probably still there in your Outlook inbox, and it contains your eDofE username and your DofE number. We also asked you on that login session to take a photo of your computer screen showing your username and DofE number, and we also asked you to set up a note on your phone which contains your login details. So hopefully you can find those. If you do need to reset your password because you can't remember how to log in, you can't remember your password, then you can click the button on the DofE login screen and it will send a reset link through to your school email account, unless you're a gold participant, in which case it will come through to your personal email account. Your password will be what you entered when you set up your eDofE in your login session. We advise you to use your school password to keep it nice and easy to remember, but if this was fewer than 12 characters, then we told you to double it up. So for example, you would just need to type it in twice. My password 7, my password 7, for example. To get your assessor to write their report on you, you need to give them your DofE number. And that will be typically 7 digits long, and it will be visible when you log into your eDofE account. Your assessor is going to need to go to this email address, www.dofe.org/assessor. Please note that this is a different web address from the one that you use to log into your eDofE. This is the assessor portal where they submit their reports. They're going to need to enter their email address, and that will give them a link to verify their email address, unless they've used the site before, in which case that step will be skipped. It's really important for your assessors to state very clearly in your assessor report that you spent at least 1 hour per week averaged over the 3 months or 6 months of your activity in order to qualify you for that section. So your assessor reports really must be completed online, and the only reason why we would accept an assessor report that isn't completed online is if your assessor doesn't have an email address. In their assessor report, it's really important that your assessor states what you have learned and how you have improved in your physical or skill activities, and the impact that you have made in your volunteering activity. And just to reinforce again, it's important that they're explicit in saying that you spent at least 1 hour each week on this activity. If your activity was an activity based in school, then they would need to state that you spent an hour a week on it during the holidays as well, or that your sessions in school were more than 1 hour each week, so that overall you're talking of a minimum of 13 hours for a 3-month activity or 26 hours for a 6-month activity. Now, if your assessor does not have an email address, they can use an assessor report card, and these were posted to you by DofE, not by the school. They were posted to you by DofE, and they were part of your welcome pack, which arrived at your home address at some point during the autumn. The assessor report cards look like this, and before you hand it to your assessor, you must fill in all of the details in the top section, and it's important that you do that, because if there are any parts of this card that are incomplete or incorrect, then it will be rejected by the verifier. After you've filled in the top section, your assessor will fill in this bottom section, and once again it's absolutely essential that they fill in all of the details here and that nothing is left blank. We really do have lots of problems when people use these assessor report cards, and that's why we really insist that the assessor reports are done directly into the online system. If your assessor does do their assessor report on one of these cards, then what happens next is that you take a photograph of this, a nice clear photo that shows everything on the card, no bits cropped off and no bits blurry, everything needs to be perfectly legible, and then you upload that to your eDofE account, and you mark it as an assessor report during the upload process. If you're still stuck, or if you're going to be late with your assessor reports, then you can come and see us on Monday, Wednesday or Friday break time in the DofE help desk in the reception area, or you can email us on the email address on the screen at the moment. Thanks very much for listening.